You're watching Single Process with Joe and Bob. We created this video series to help you navigate the difficult process of divorce, and we hope this helps you on your journey. Our episode today is on 5 signs your marriage is coming to an end, as opposed to going through a rough patch.
Right, everybody wants like a concrete sign, that you know,
Yeah.
a reason to walk away. I mean, there's the obvious one where he tells you your marriage
That
is
it's over.
Yeah.
This is 5 signs aside.
Oh,
from
this
that
other than that one.
Other
Okay.
than that one.
So-
Other than that. Take matters into
I
your
love it.
hands.
Why, thank you for that intro.
Happily married, or you're engaged to be married?
I am engaged, yes.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Love
thank
on the other
you.
side.
Love on the other side, exactly. It is there.
I love it.
It is possible.
Okay, number 1, taking each other for granted.
Yes, there's actually statistics on this. 3.5 years into the marriage is when we start taking our spouse
It
for
takes
granted.
that long?
I know. Well, it's got to be an average.
It's definitely an average. But there are things that you can do to not take each other for
Give me
granted.
an example.
Okay, one example is have date night from the beginning. Whatever night of the week that works for you with your schedules, have a date night no matter what. And I actually know a couple that have been married 30-something years, and from the very beginning, they started having a date night every Wednesday night.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
whether
think it also just involves little things like saying thank you, remembering to
Right.
have a little gratitude in
Right.
your life.
No, which you do forget. You do. You're hardest on the ones closer to you. Okay, totally.
right, and when you are on date night, this is something that is also important
Have sex.
nowadays.
Ah! Have sex?
Well, that would be good if it ended, happy ending. But
That's not the happy ending. I know. Okay, go.
well, one of the things is, you know, we all are so attached to our phones, and then even when we're just sitting around with our spouse and they're telling us about their day, what are we doing? Oh, my friend just texted me. Oh, let me
Devices.
answer this. Oh, I just got an
We did
email
a
from
segment that was
so-and-so.
one of the big 3 breakers. Yeah.
Right, and that makes you feel so unimportant.
Great.
Right?
Agreed.
So devices down,
Yeah.
go out for dinner and have sex after.
Okay, all
right.
All right, so number
Don't eat
2,
too much so you can do that.
Number 2, sign that your marriage is coming to an end, you avoid any kind of conflict.
Oh.
Well, conflict resolution, right. So many people start out their marriages, they don't want to fight. But what they don't realize, if they don't, and I don't mean fight like you have to scream and yell, but if something is bothering you, you have to talk about it. You know, we get so scared, like what's going to happen if we tell them that they're
Well, I'll tell you what's
upsetting
going to
us?
happen. It's out there. Like if you have a fight about something, you can't take it back. So you
can't.
now have built
So
history.
You did, but you could say it in a way that it's not, you know,
Okay.
going to damage the relationship. And then what happens is when you talk about it, then you can actually come to a resolution. Because the alternate side of that is if you hold it in, you just get resentment.
Yep, totally.
Right? And then there will not be any sex.
Resentment breeds contempt.
Yes.
It
That's right.
absolutely does.
That's
Okay.
right.
And then there's a number 3 sign, which is always arguing. So if you're constantly arguing and bickering about everything.
So quite the opposite of avoiding conflict.
Right,
just
you're
always
always
at each
arguing.
other.
Right,
That's a good point. It
but you
is
know,
yeah.
a certain amount of arguing is okay because then hopefully you can get to some sort of resolution. But arguing all the time about everything is not okay, and that has you living in a conflict-ridden, you know, home.
And your kids.
And your
No, it's so bad. It's
children
so
are
toxic.
seeing
It
this.
is.
It's very toxic.
Yeah.
I know that I was living with someone who was always arguing about everything. And, you know, it
Well,
just brings you down.
And we talked too that you get to the point where you don't care anymore, so you stop arguing, and that's when you really
stop-
know you're in trouble. You've just given.
right when you're a loudmouth like myself and you stop arguing, that's a bad
Yeah.
sign.
I'm very quiet.
I think as I'm heading into my late 40s, I really want to be at peace. I want to live in a peaceful environment.
Yeah.
It's almost the most important thing to me ahead of everything
Absolutely.
else. So always
Absolutely.
arguing would not be on my list of things to do. All right. So the number 4 thing is that you are checking up on your spouse without any real concrete reason to be doing so.
What you mean you have no reason to mistrust, but you were.
But you just had that right, Christine?
Right. I actually made up a saying about this. It's called, if you're stooping to snooping, it's a very bad thing.
Stooping to
Yes.
snooping, you're in
Yeah, so if
trouble.
you're stooping to
Okay.
snoop, it's a bad thing. Because sometimes there is nothing concrete. You just maybe have a feeling or that
Well,
something
gut
is
check.
happening. But
I
yes,
think-
that is
but
a gut
if
check.
you don't have that kind of trust in your relationship, you're
Right.
screwed anyway.
Exactly. And what I think that people should do is they should talk about it. They should ask. Because a lot of times we're too afraid to ask. Maybe we really don't want to know the answer. That's number 1.
Yeah.
But number 2, if you ask, now you may not get an honest answer, but you've been with somebody for a long time, you know if they're lying to
Yeah,
you.
Right.
Right.
I
And-
believe that.
Right. And
Right.
and then if you're sitting on the couch and you see them, they got a smirk on their face and they're texting. Who are you texting? Oh, somebody at
I'd
work.
like to see your phone.
Let me see your phone. If they won't show you your phone, you're going to have your answer. You don't have to stoop to snoop, okay? Because it makes you go.
Crazy. It actually makes you
Yeah.
go a little crazy.
It
Start
does.
questioning
It
yourself.
definitely does.
It's a very bad
Yeah.
place to be.
Exactly.
Okay,
Number
number
five.
5, probably my favorite. Sex. Or lack thereof.
Or
Act
lack-
thereof. So if
or lack thereof.
If your sexual relationship is compromised in your marriage, you could be in trouble.
Right. Well, there's also another statistic about this, and if it's 20% of marriages are in the no sex category. 20%. I actually think it's more. But what that constitutes is 10 times a year or less is.
Wait, I thought that was pretty standard. I was thinking what is standard? Once a
No,
month?
I think once a week at least. You
Yeah,
gotta be.
I think it's something like 55 times a year.
Yeah.
Is what you should be doing?
It's considered the norm.
Healthy.
Okay,
Right,
how
it's
many weeks
healthy.
are in a year?
52.
52. So it's once a week, maybe a little more on on the anniversary and the birthday,
Okay.
something
Yeah.
like that.
So there
But-
was a study on Dateline a few years ago that they did. I mean, not to be Dateline, but a couple committed to having sex 365 days straight, no excuses, and they said it changed their
Well,
relationship.
the more
they
you do
reconnected.
it, the more you
You want
do
to have.
it.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah, She said, like,
exactly.
there were times she had to force herself to do it, but then she kind of got back into it, and it was fun again.
Well, the problem with not having sex is there's no intimacy then. So,
Yeah.
but there are many reasons that people can't have sex. I mean, sometimes it could just be a passing phase. Somebody is ill, they're not feeling good, but you can still keep the intimacy alive by holding hands and touching each
I have
other.
a friend who said that she knew her marriage was over when she would literally have tears running down her face while they were being intimate because she just couldn't bear being in that situation.
And that's a clear sign.
That's a clear sign.
That is
If you're watching and you're confused, if you're crying during sex,
Out.
Jesus, that's an obvious one. All right.
done.
call
We're
it.
done.
I love it.
Right,
All right,
exactly.
Well, there
I
you
love
go. 5 signs that things are really rocky. And
That's helpful.
if they're not that your marriage is coming to an end, that you need to go and get some help.
Yeah, no, right. I think you would say there's still hope for you, but I'm
There's
saying, like,
definitely
you've got-
still hope.
If there are these issues on the table, do something about it sooner than later.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Like
Listen,
it.
Thank you,
Thank
Christine.
you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. You're great. So for more information on this topic and others, log on to singleprocess.me.